Something was amiss from the very beginning. 9 long years after Muhammad Ali's passing, a disquieting sense of incompleteness hung in the air. Doubts, like persistent shadows, began to stretch and distort the accepted narrative of his burial. It wasn't a widespread uprising of skepticism, more a subtle, persistent hum of unanswered questions that resonated within certain circles. Whispers carried on the digital winds of forums and late-night discussions. And surprisingly, some of these whispers came from respected academics. For years, the Cave Hill Cemetery in Louisville, Kentucky, had stood as a somber monument to the greatest, a place of pilgrimage for fans and a quiet resting place. But beneath the surface of respectful mourning, a seed of curiosity, perhaps even suspicion, had been quietly germinating. This wasn't about disrespect. This was about anomaly. Rumors, initially dismissed as internet fodder, began to gain traction, fueled by leaked documents, anecdotal accounts, and even some rather questionable expert opinions. The central claim? That something about Ali's interment defied conventional understanding. Stories began to circulate that the groundskeepers reported oddities near the grave, unexplained cold spots, and equipment malfunctions when working nearby. One particularly persistent rumor spoke of a faint, almost imperceptible shimmer above the tomb on certain nights. Most dismissed these tales as folklore, born of grief and exaggerated reverence. But a small, determined group refused to let the matter rest. This collective was an unusual blend of forensic scientists, skeptical theologians, and, perhaps most surprisingly, a handful of former NASA engineers with an interest in biostasis and extreme environmental conditions. Their reasoning? They were seeking answers that conventional methods weren't providing. These individuals weren't motivated by sensationalism or a desire to desecrate a legend. They approached the situation with a scientific rigor, driven by a desire to understand the potential for extraordinary preservation in unique circumstances. Their underlying premise hinged on a very specific set of circumstances involving soil composition, coffin construction, and even, possibly, the ambient electromagnetic field in the area. The team spent years meticulously compiling data, analyzing soil samples from the surrounding area, studying historical weather patterns, and even commissioning remote sensing surveys of the cemetery. They mapped gravitational anomalies, studied the coffin's potential interaction with the Earth, and theorized about microbial activity or lack thereof. Their work was tireless, methodical, and largely unseen by the public. Securing permission to even approach the Ali family with their request was a Herculean task in itself. They understood the sensitivity of the situation, the potential for public outcry, and the deeply personal nature of grief. They proceeded with the utmost caution and reverence. The scientists presented their findings, detailed, rigorously sourced, and surprisingly compelling to a carefully selected group of Ali's surviving family members. They stressed their respect for Islamic burial traditions and emphasized that their aim wasn't to disturb, but to understand. They promised full transparency, adherence to religious customs, and the utmost discretion. After months of deliberation and the involvement of several respected Islamic scholars to ensure compliance with religious law, the Ali family, with heavy hearts and a sense of cautious curiosity, granted limited access to the tomb. The conditions were strict: no media, limited personnel, and continuous oversight by religious advisors. And so, under the cloak of a moonless night, 9 years after Muhammad Ali was laid to rest, a small, carefully chosen scientific team found themselves standing before his tomb. The air was thick with anticipation and a palpable sense of reverence. This wasn't just a scientific inquiry. It was a moment laden with historical and cultural significance. The tomb, a simple but dignified structure, bore the marks of time: weathered stone, softened edges, and the quiet patina of years. As the team began the delicate process of unsealing the vault, a sense of nervous energy crackled in the air. The lead forensic scientist, Dr. Eris Thorne, a man known for his meticulous nature and unflappable demeanor, offered a silent prayer. He had dedicated a significant portion of his career to the study of human decomposition, and this moment represented the culmination of years of research and speculation. With deliberate precision, The team carefully removed the heavy stone slab that sealed the tomb. The air grew thick with the scent of damp earth and the weight of unspoken expectations. What secrets lay within? What would they find after 9 years in the Kentucky soil? And how would this discovery challenge or confirm our understanding of mortality, legacy, and the enduring power of belief? The world held its breath, unaware of the momentous event unfolding in the Kentucky darkness. The unsealing had begun. The quest for answers was underway, and the legend of Muhammad Ali was about to be examined in a way no one could have ever predicted. Inside Muhammad Ali's tomb, beyond the initial shock of unexpectedly preserved remains, the scientific team encountered a series of anomalies that deepened the mystery and fueled countless interpretations. The tomb itself, a simple concrete structure in Cave Hill Cemetery, offered few clues. There was no evidence of advanced sealing techniques, no hidden chambers, no sophisticated preservation systems, just a plain burial plot, seemingly defying the natural processes of decomposition. But it was inside the coffin where the real enigma unfolded. As mentioned previously, the absence of embalming was quickly and definitively confirmed. Tissue samples revealed no traces of formaldehyde or other common preservatives. Islamic burial traditions, strictly adhered to by Ali's family, preclude such practices. This ruled out any conventional scientific explanation for the body's condition. The only possible explanation would have to involve some sort of extremely rare and frankly improbable set of naturally occurring circumstances. The climate in Kentucky, with its humid summers and cold winters, is hardly conducive to preservation. The soil, though analyzed extensively, yielded nothing remarkable. Its composition was typical of the region, with no unique mineral content or unusual chemical properties that could explain the slowing of decay. Some speculated about the coffin's material, a standard-issue hardwood design, but tests revealed no unusual properties or sealant. Then there were the artifacts. The miniature boxing glove and the worn Quran. Their presence inside the coffin was baffling. No one, including Ali's closest family members, could recall placing them there. Their pristine condition further confounded the researchers. The glove, crafted from supple leather, showed no signs of deterioration. The Quran, its pages slightly yellowed with age but remarkably intact, was free of mold, mildew, or any other form of damage. The note inside the Quran, dated 1974 and bearing Ali's unmistakable handwriting, added another layer of intrigue. "If I am remembered, let it be as a servant of God." It was a poignant message, a testament to Ali's unwavering faith and his commitment to serving humanity. But how did it survive? And why was it placed in his tomb unbeknownst to his family? The question of how is the real head-scratcher. To have made it through 9 years with seemingly no damage or decay is truly mind-boggling. Initial forensic analysis of the artifacts focused on determining their age and composition. The boxing glove, a miniature replica of a traditional training glove, was traced to a local Louisville artisan who had crafted similar items for Ali in the past. The Quran, a well-worn copy of the Yusuf Ali translation, was identified as one of Ali's personal copies, frequently used during his travels and public appearances, but it was the preservation of these items that defied explanation. Experts in textile conservation and bookbinding examined the glove and the Quran, respectively, and were astounded by their condition. They ruled out any form of artificial preservation, citing the absence of chemical treatments or protective coatings. One conservator described the Quran's condition as borderline impossible, noting that even in ideal storage conditions, paper artifacts of that age would typically show significant signs of decay. As the news of the discoveries spread, conflicting interpretations began to emerge. Scientists, bound by the principles of empirical evidence, struggled to reconcile the findings with established scientific knowledge. Some proposed radical theories, suggesting the possibility of unknown environmental factors or even quantum phenomena at play. Others more cautiously called for further investigation, urging the scientific community to approach the matter with an open mind and a willingness to challenge conventional wisdom. Spiritual leaders, meanwhile, saw the events as a sign, a divine manifestation of Ali's extraordinary spiritual status. They pointed to Islamic traditions that speak of individuals whose bodies are protected from decay as a mark of divine favor. Some even suggested that Ali might have been among the awliya, the spiritually elevated souls, whom God protects from the ravages of time. The conflicting interpretations created a deep divide within the Islamic community. Some scholars condemned the opening of the tomb as a violation of religious sanctity, arguing that the sanctity of the dead should be respected above all else. Others saw the discoveries as a validation of Ali's spiritual greatness, a confirmation of his unwavering faith and his lifelong service to Islam. This division was not just about religious doctrine, but about the very nature of faith and how it intersects with scientific inquiry. Beyond the scientific and religious debates, conspiracy theories began to proliferate. Some claimed that the discoveries were a hoax, a deliberate attempt to manipulate public opinion or promote a particular religious agenda. Others suggested that the U.S. government had secretly opened the tomb as part of a clandestine research project, perhaps related to biopreservation or even extraterrestrial life. These theories, though often outlandish and unsubstantiated, reflected a deep-seated mistrust of authority and a yearning for explanations that transcend the boundaries of conventional knowledge. They also spoke to the enduring power of Ali's legacy, his ability to inspire awe, wonder, and even suspicion long after his death. The fact that his story could still generate such intense speculation was a testament to his extraordinary impact on the world. The forensic team at the site, caught in the middle of this storm of speculation, maintained a strict code of silence. They refused to comment publicly on their findings, citing the need to protect the integrity of the investigation. However, behind closed doors, the debate raged on, with scientists, theologians, and historians grappling with the implications of what they had found. The preservation of Ali's body, the presence of the artifacts, the conflicting interpretations, all contributed to a sense of mystery and intrigue. Was it a miracle? A scientific anomaly? A hoax? Or something else entirely? The answers, it seemed, lay buried deep within the tomb, waiting to be uncovered. But for now, the legend of Muhammad Ali continued to grow, fueled by the unexplained mysteries of his final resting place. And the world waited, with bated breath, for the truth to be revealed. Or perhaps for the mystery to deepen even further. But what is it about Muhammad Ali that allows us to believe, even for a moment, in the impossible? What is it about his life that makes the whispers of a miraculously preserved body feel not just plausible, but almost fitting? To truly understand the enduring power of Ali's legend, we need to step back from the sensational headlines and forensic reports, and delve into the life of the man behind the myth. Muhammad Ali was more than just a boxer. He was a cultural earthquake, a force of nature who challenged the very foundations of American society. Born Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. in Louisville, Kentucky, he emerged from humble beginnings, shaped by the sting of racial prejudice and fueled by an unwavering belief in his own greatness. He was a poet in motion, a dancer in the ring, and a revolutionary who dared to speak truth to power, even when it cost him everything. His boxing prowess, of course, was undeniable. He wasn't just a fighter. He was an artist, transforming the brutal sport into a ballet of speed, agility, and calculated defiance. His "float like a butterfly, sting like a bee" mantra wasn't just a catchy phrase, it was a blueprint for his fighting style, a testament to his unparalleled grace and power. He predicted his victories with audacious confidence, and then delivered on those promises with breathtaking skill. But Ali's legacy extends far beyond the confines of the boxing ring. His conversion to Islam and his subsequent refusal to be drafted into the Vietnam War marked a turning point, solidifying his role as a symbol of resistance and a voice for the voiceless. He sacrificed his title, his livelihood, and his reputation to stand up for his beliefs, demonstrating a courage that resonated with millions around the world. His unwavering commitment to his principles transformed him into a cultural icon, inspiring generations to question authority and fight for justice. He became a beacon of hope for marginalized communities, proving that one person, armed with conviction and courage, could challenge the status quo and ignite change. The impact of his stance against the Vietnam War cannot be overstated. At a time when dissent was often met with fierce opposition, Ali stood firm, declaring, "I ain't got no quarrel with the Viet Cong." These words, defiant and unwavering, echoed the sentiments of countless Americans who questioned the morality of the war and the government's justification for it. He became a lightning rod, attracting both fervent admiration and virulent hatred. But he never wavered in his commitment to his beliefs. Even his battle with Parkinson's disease, which gradually robbed him of his physical strength and his ability to speak, became a testament to his indomitable spirit. He faced his suffering with grace and dignity, transforming his personal struggle into a symbol of hope and resilience for others battling chronic illness. He lit the Olympic flame in Atlanta in 1996, his hands trembling yet his spirit soaring, reminding the world of the power of perseverance and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Ali's influence transcended national borders and cultural divides. He traveled the world, engaging with leaders and ordinary people alike, advocating for peace, justice, and understanding. He became a global ambassador, using his platform to bridge divides and promote unity in a world often fractured by conflict and prejudice. He embraced his identity as a Muslim and used his faith to guide his actions and inspire others. He spoke out against injustice regardless of the consequences and consistently championed the rights of the oppressed. He embodied the true spirit of Islam, demonstrating its message of peace, compassion, and social justice through his words and deeds. And after his passing, the world mourned. His funeral was a testament to the global impact of his life, a celebration of unity, faith, and humility that brought together people from all walks of life, transcending religious, cultural, and political boundaries. So, when we consider the whispers surrounding his tomb, the possibility of something extraordinary defying the natural order, it's not simply a matter of scientific anomaly or religious miracle. It's a reflection of the profound impact Muhammad Ali had on the world. He challenged our perceptions, he inspired our hopes, and he embodied the very best of the human spirit. Perhaps then the rumors of an undecayed body, the strange objects discovered within the tomb, are not meant to be taken literally. Perhaps they are simply a reflection of our collective desire to believe in something extraordinary, something that transcends the limitations of our mortal existence. Perhaps they are a testament to the enduring power of a man who, even in death, continues to inspire us to dream bigger, fight harder, and strive for a better world. The legend of Muhammad Ali is not just about boxing or politics or religion. It's about the power of conviction, the courage to stand up for what you believe in, and the unwavering commitment to making the world a more just and equitable place for all. It's a legacy that refuses to be confined to the pages of history books or the highlight reels of sporting events. It's a living, breathing force that continues to shape our world, even 9 years after his passing. And that, perhaps, is the greatest miracle of all. The greatest miracle of all.